Hey everyone, and welcome back. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to start in a test file, and you can move along with me so you get the basics of prototyping within Figma. So let's start. So I'm going to press F to get the frame. I'm just going to use the 13 Pro, and I'm just going to say this is my screen, and I'm going to make a copy of that. So I'm just going to Control C, Control V, and I think the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to just create like a square and put that right in the middle. And then over here, oops, I'm just going to make a circle. And I'm just going to say, this is my shape. And that's a shape as well. So we have two screens. First, we're going to talk about starting points and flows. So what is a starting point? With prototyping in Figma, you can create multiple flows for your prototype. So that's the great thing in one page. So when you add a connection between two frames with no existing connections in your prototype, a flow starting point is created. So let's do that. So we're going to actually jump into our prototype tab, and I'm going to select this screen, and there we go. If I take that little thing and drag it over here, I've created a flow. So we can see that over here, we get our interaction details popping up right away. We're going to stop right there really quickly. You can create multiple flows. So I can go ahead and basically, create another screen here. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to just, make a copy over here. I'm going to drag it down, and I'm going to delete this little connection. And I'm going to make another screen. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to bring this circle down here. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to turn these to a different color just so we can see a little bit of a difference. So we have, maybe they're dark. Okay, so if I do the same here, now I have a second flow. It's automatically named flow 2. So if I'm just going to click off, and I'm still in the prototype tab, I can see my flows listed. So the great thing is, if there are no prototyping connections between the frames in your file, Figma orders frames as they are in the canvas. So if you don't even have connections, you can just use them as slides and just tab through them, or just use your arrow keys. That's how I usually build slides here. I don't make any connections, so you can use them that way as well. It wouldn't be a flow or anything. So you can use Figma just to present all your different images. Now, there are a few ways to add your flow starting point to your prototype. You can select the starting frame. So let's just remove this flow. I can select this starting frame and, click that little button up here and right in the right sidebar, and I've created a flow starting point. Or if I remove that, I can right click on the frame, then click Add Starting Point right here. I can also duplicate a frame with an existing starting point. So if I duplicate this, this will create a new starting point. Oops. So new copy, new starting point right there. So let's remove that. Now you can edit the flow name in a bunch of different ways. Once you've created that flow, they automatically do 1, 2, 3, and 4. For your flow names. But I can come up here, I can click into this little box to edit that flow name, or I can click up here to edit that flow name as well. So that's how you would rename that flow. And if you wanted to add a description, you can just go right here and click Edit Description, and that will add that description into the prototype area. So this is a description, and I'm just going to leave it like that. And if I press play, let's wait for that to load. That description is right there. So that's how you add a description. Now, the other great thing is, if we go back here, you can move your starting point. So by default, Figma uses the first connection you create as the flow starting point, and you can move a starting point to another frame. To do that, you need to click and hold this little box, and you can drag that to another screen. So now the second screen is going to be my starting point. So that's how you create flows and starting points within Figma.